Well, back in the 1960s, Brookfield Zoo's then director, Robert Bean, longed to give Midwesterners the rich experience of seeing and understanding these amazing animals. That dream was realized when Seven Seas opened in December of 1960, and our first dolphin show in 1961. Well, let's introduce you to our 2011 Dolphin family. We're going to start with Chinook. He's 28 years old. He's joining Mark today down on the left-hand side. Also joining Mark is Tamiko, and Tamiko is 29. She's our oldest dolphin here at Brookfield Zoo. Here she comes right up front. And Tamiko has two lovely daughters. Her youngest daughter is 5 years old. Her name is Allison. And Allison is joining Josh today down on the right-hand side. Here comes Allison over to the south side. From the Minnesota Zoo. She's working with Z today. Here's Spree right there towards the left-hand side. And then our two newest dolphins just arrived this past fall. The first one is Tatum. Tatum is 7 years old. And also joining Tatum is Mia, who is 3, and they're both going to be working with Marine. So a round of applause for all the dolphins and trainers. Well, now, since the 1960s, there have been many milestones that have occurred, not only right here at Seven Seas, but also out in the ocean with dolphin research. For example, in 1970, we saw the creation of the world's longest running wild dolphin research program. And that study is managed by Brookfield Zoo and involves our colleagues from around the world. Now, one of the first things that wild researchers understood about these animals is just how intelligent they are. But with intelligence comes the ability to learn. So we're going to take a look at one of the ways in which dolphins learn, and to do this we're going to need the help of some brave volunteers. So if you'd like to help us out, raise those hands up nice and high. We'll get a few brave volunteers to join us. We'll start with the young gentleman right here in the blue. Come on down and join me. A young gentleman as well in the gray. Keep those hands raised up nice and high right before you're beginning. A young lady in the pink. Come on down and join me. And don't worry, we didn't forget about the south side. One more young lady. Did you want to come on down? Let's hear it for our volunteers. Now, volunteers going to follow me all the way down the side of the pool wall where it looks like you're joining up with Marine, Tatum, and Mia. And what we're going to take a look at is a form of learning that's known as mimicry. So let's see it in action. Well, that again is known as mimicry, and you did just see some small fun behaviors. But dolphins will use mimicry to learn very important hunting and survival strategies out in their environment. And a big part of dolphins' life out in the ocean is their ability to hunt and find fish. One adult dolphin may eat up to 25 pounds of fish each and every day. In order for them to capture their favorite food, they rely on a wide variety of hunting methods or hunting techniques. So we're going to put Allison in the spotlight. She's going to show off a hunting behavior that's known as slide beaching. Let's focus our attention right down to the right-hand the deeper ocean. But of course, slide beaching is just one of the many different hunting behaviors that dolphins will use. Now it's time to put Allison's older sister, Nolani, in the spotlight. She's going to show off a hunting strategy that's known as plunking. Here she is right in the center. Now you may be wondering, how does a small dolphin catch fish? Well, as you can see, what occurs is Nolani is snapping those powerful tail flukes right through the water column, and let's give her a round of applause. She did a great job. But that behavior helps the dolphin to corral fish, because when fish are scared, those school are grouped tightly together. The dolphin's going to swim right through that big school of fish, catching and eating as many as they like. Now, Nolani was using those large and powerful tail flukes during that behavior, but their tail flukes are just one of 3 different types of fins that they have on their body. We're going to take a look at each different type, and to help us show those different types of fins off, Mark's going to join the dolphins in the water, so let's give him a round of applause. Now, on the underside of the dolphin's body, these are known as their pectoral fins. The dolphin's pectoral fins are used to steer their bodies right and left and up and down. On the dolphin's back is a large fin that's shaped like a triangle. Mark's holding onto it, and that is the dolphin's dorsal fin. Now, the dolphin's dorsal fin helps them to move in a straight line, even at high rates of speed. And last but not least, here they are, those large and powerful tail flukes. Now, these 3 different types of fins equal 3 very important things: speed, power, and agility. Let's now turn our attention right here to 7 Seas, because the dolphins here at 7 Seas spend a lot of time with their trainers. The trainers get to establish that close relationship that you saw with Mark just a moment ago. But here, over the last 50 years, we have learned so much about these animals. And one that we found is that dolphins are very playful animals, and play is a big part of their life right here at 7 Seas. Play not only helps them to learn about their environment, but it gives them great physical exercise. It also allows us to establish a close relationship. So we're going to take a look at some of our trainers and some of our guests at play.
A lot.
We're going to start with Z and Spree up at the main island. challenging, because now the target is swinging above the surface of the water. It's going to take some timing as well as some coordination to hit that target, but keep your eye on it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see if Topeka wants to line up a tap today. Now Topeka just left mark right there towards the center of the island. She's on her way. Keep your eye on it one more time. Here she comes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give her some encouragement as well. Oh, looks like that target has slowed down just a little bit, so it should be even more easier now. But you may have just noticed that Mark gave Topeka a hand cue. That's how we communicate to the Dolphins. You may have noticed those throughout today's presentation. Let's give her a great big round of applause. She did an excellent job. Of course, we're doing a great job throughout today's presentation. All of the Dolphins have been receiving a wide variety of rewards. What do you think would be the best reward for a Dolphin? Fish is exactly right. They're going to receive a great big handful of fish. Well, so